was like highway robbery. You got to remember, this is 10 years after Malcolm. And Malcolm said in his time, this thing is infiltrated all the way to the top. That's what Malcolm said in 64, right? He said that in 64. Now imagine 74, the accumulation of fitna. Anyway, to get back on this, Elijah Muhammad and all, when he passed away, the chief made a transition. It was a good transition. It was a little slow, but it was okay. So he studied his group and saw what it was happening with it. So he said, I'm not going. I was sitting there and listening to the national lecture on the telephone hookup. In 77, then the Masjid, he said, I'm going down to the FBI and tell them to come on in and look at us because they're already here. I didn't like that at that time. That's when I got a little shaky about the chief. But it was true. What he saw was the FBI is here, big time, big time. Can you imagine how many FBI it was in that? Look at every group. Didn't every group divide up? They got, in every city, there's 3 or 4, every one of them. How could every one of them do that? All over the United States. How could every one of them do that unless there was a group in the center that's their job? When anybody goes, we pull it apart. They did it even when the Imam Muhammad was still alive. One of the people put something on the thing about me talking about Fahim Shuwaid. I was in Oakland with Fahim Shuwaid. You know, Imam Muhammad was on the stage, he did it twice. I don't know if y'all remember, but he turned around, all the big boys, he said, y'all think they with me? They with they self. That's what he said about his imams. Y'all think they with me? They with they self. And all, you could imagine the guy down in Dallas, Oakland, all of the big shots. Everything I tried to do with the chief, they would cut it off. I had an invitation for Imam Muhammad to go to Iran, and they asked, brothers asked me to go ask him, do he want a personal visit or a state visit? So I was over there in Ohio, I took some books, and the chief was there talking. I said, I told one, I'd like to talk to Imam Muhammad, one of the imams. So he cut me off on the slide. So I said, here's the invitation. You give it to him. He either pretended to give him the invitation, but when they was getting in the car to leave, he gave it back to me. So I knew what they was all about. They cutting off all avenues. They had him surrounded, and everything that came to him, it's gonna come through them. But that's movement in America. That's the way movement goes. Do you think Black Lives Matter? Do you remember they had a demonstration, don't mean to stray from the point, but they had a Black Lives Matter demonstration downtown. Joe Madison and old Uncle, what's the name from up in New York?
Sharpton.
Sharpton. All them Negroes. I wasn't going, but I heard on the radio, they kept saying, let them speak, let them speak. They was talking about the people from Ferguson. What do you mean? So I got my family together and we went down there. I said, this is gonna be something. Because the people are demanding. Joe Madison and all them Negroes was gonna control the message. And they just allowed them to come and stand on the stage. But everybody was saying, let them speak. There was a chant, let them speak. You remember that?
Yeah, they showed
Hey,
on the news.
look here. Why nothing ever developed from the Black Lives Matter? Why nothing ever developed from anything in the United States? Why does, whenever they put their stamp of approval, remember the march down there where we was talking, the women's march, the first one? What was it, about 2 million people down there or something? How did they get there? Linda Saul, whatever her name is, bull crap. The government, when they want to, remember answers, all their stuff? Answer got their whole split, got Graham Hagler down there. They got all their people, right? And the only ones on there that seemed like that wasn't part of the system is us. And in the final analysis, all their cutthroat activity was aimed at us. All the cutthroats, the Negroes, all of that was aimed at us. Where are those Negroes now? It's just a terrible thing, what they do to each other and what they do to them. When they don't need them no more, they put them niggas in a basket and ship them off somewhere else in retirement. Okay. Now, this is our Long March. The Long March was a great epic struggle in China. Has anybody heard of that? 1934, 1935. They started off, I'm just going to throw some numbers out, with 1 million men. This is not the exact number or anywhere close, but it started out like that, and when they finished, it was 20,000 or something like that. It was a 6,000-mile strategic retreat, like from here to California and back. And in doing that, wherever you start from, you got hot weather uniforms on, and you go up into the mountains.
Swamps.
Good God, man, that was a long march, but it was a seeding machine. They celebrated every year. They had many great epics, the 3 bridges crossing, all of those things. We studied all of that. In fact, we still review it. So, the word that we took from the very beginning was protracted. That's the way we looked at this struggle. That, if there's anything that's been the saving force in this, it relates to sabr and patience and long range. And if you notice here, we never take anything pop up. We don't get panicked about it because it's a long range struggle. That is the difference. The amount of traps that we have avoided and missed and stepped around. I remember 20 years ago I was giving a lecture. I said, my life feels like you're walking down the street and they upstairs like a big road runner there. They pushing a safe out the window or a refrigerator, and somebody called you and you turn around and the safe hits right there, 2 feet away from you. That's the way my life felt then. Every time something was happening and is happening today, if it hits, it don't have no effect. It don't make no difference. And if it's really dangerous, I get a call, I've been over and tied my shoe. That's what As-Sabiqun, it's never happened before. And then, as though somebody hollered at you, your shoe is untied, and as soon as you bend over to tie your shoe, a big blade goes by your head. All that, that's the way life feels, then and now. So we're grateful to the system. If you want to blame the system, you also have to be grateful to the system for producing the type of personality that you are or you become, because your personality is shaped. First of all, you are what you are. Now, how you deal with and how you accept the things that you encounter is what, say, for instance, you're a pretty good person, but you have a lot of fitna habits. You can get mean-spirited and don't trust nobody and be mad. In fact, that's mostly what would happen. You get cynical. Or you're a good person, you get better. The more they do, the better you get. I mean, the more kindly you get. That's rare. But technically, that is the only anger, hatred, meanness. If it's practiced, it hurts the person that's practicing it more than it do to other people. It makes them bitter, it makes them all of that. Now suppose you have the reverse effect and everything that, because see, here's the thing we have the choice. Now, I say personally, I have a choice to react to this stuff the way I want to. This is my choice. It's not their choice. And it's a type of freedom. You know, there's an unexpected freedom that you can encounter. My unexpected freedom was when I was in McNeil Island. The lamb said you could eat, once a day. Then he said the best way to eat is once every 7 days. So now, by the time I got to Leavenworth, I ate once every 5 days. I ate every 5 days. I didn't eat just once. I ate the whole day. The first day I would take stuff. The whole day I'd be nodding. Because your body is, I didn't have coffee and tea and honey and juiced up. The first day after you done ate, you still kind of, you had just coasted. Second day you pick up a little bit. Third day you're on a roll. Everything is wide open. You drink a cup of coffee, get out on that yard and run, you can feel the honey going through your blood. So you can feel it, all that you can feel. No, you can feel it. And the fourth day, good God Almighty, you just, and so, you know what happened? It was me and another brother who was doing it, Brother Headquarters, Kansas City. I found out something when I was doing that. The more I did it, I felt free. I actually felt free. Freer and freer. You know why I felt free? Because I was controlling something and I'm in a controlled environment. I was just controlling my eating. And that gave me a serious feeling of freedom. And I'm in prison. I mean, almost like I said, man, this is, I didn't know what it was at first because I said, wait a minute, man, I'm not eating, and that not eating gives me a feeling of control of something. And that little bit of control, right, gives you a feeling. Remember, the human being feels good about themselves to the same amount that they feel like that they're in control of their life. Remember, internals and externals. Externals feel everything out there, the white folks, this and that, the mourners, the world is controlling me. And they won't give me a job, and all of that, right? They're not independent type thinkers. So they feel like they're technically dependent. Now, internals are people that feel like, hey, I'm running my life. I mean, I don't run everything. I gotta do this, I gotta have a job, I gotta do normal things. But the place I work depends on me. The amount of education I have depends on me. If I need more education, I'll go back and get more education. The job I have, a lot of the things you begin to feel around, and then you feel more independent. You feel like you're in, they call it, white folks call it locus of control. The location of your control. Where is it? Is it internal or is it external? And you feel good about yourself. Another thing white folks talk about is your happiness level. Your happiness level is determined, like if you have a picture of yourself and you have a picture of where you want to be in life, the closer your life gets to that picture, the happier you become. Yeah, the closer you get to that picture, it's a personal picture, right? That you get to that ideal place or ideal amount of money or ideal home life, right? Whatever it is, the happier you get. The closer you get to your picture of what you feel, let's call it success, right? The better you feel about yourself, and you get more. That's kind of what happiness is. That's what white folks say. I kind of go along with it a little bit. So we have to realize also what we're doing. When we had those programs about 10, 15 years ago, Beyond